how they will play the pick and ban. You know, are you going to just try to imitate what Lion did as far as their pick and ban strategy? It is going to be the Ziggs banned out, so that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Orianna going to be gone away. So these are pretty normal bans kind of across the board, but Thanatos and Bessa is up and available. Blaber loves playing this in solo queue, so this is a flex pick, and Cloud9 always going to be happy to grab that.
And when it comes to FURIA and expectations and draft, we've seen a tendency to prioritize scaling 80 carries in the bot lane. They love the Yanara, things like that, for IU, his most played right now. They have done things like Son of Sion, so like they're willing to kind of stretch that champ pool a little bit, but in general, bot lane, we're expecting more carries. But Ashe, that actually is a little surprising then to see this early that it's not going to be one of those scaling carries.
Yeah, well, Ashe still scales quite well, I think. You know, especially Seraphine Ashe is a really strong scaling duo, so I think that is clearly going to be the look. And Seraphine paired with Xin Zhao, it gives a lot of these bruisers a lot more oomph in the mid game, so I think that is quite strong. The Akali ban, it's really the only thing that Tutsz plays that is not just like a standard scaling mid laner. Yep. He has played one game of Aurora, but besides that, it's like he has 4 games of Akali, but then it's, you know, Syndra, Anivia, Ryze, Ori, Victor, it's all this standard stuff. So I think Cloud9 are basically saying, all right, let's like eliminate variants, take away the Akali, make sure it's nothing too crazy. The other two are kind of just more standard removal of power picks here. You talk about, you know, the propensity for IU to like playing a lot of these scaling picks. Well, Lulu is something that's going to enable that. So I do think, you know, I would expect Seraphine Ashe. Of course, you can always go a different route, but Seraphine Ashe is almost always what you'll get when you see Ashe. And C9 are going to go for a really strong 2v2 with the Corki Nami, so should have a lot of power to fight down in that bot lane, but...
And we're still holding that in best of flex pick for C9 side as well. So expecting obviously Zinja to go to the jungle. I think we're seeing more from Furia here with their bot lane locked in.
If I was C9, I'd be thinking about a Silas ban and going Malphite. I just feel like when you see that sort of a squad, it can be pretty powerful. Yeah. You could just have Malphite jungle alongside Thanatos on AD top. You know, that's fine. It also is really good setup for the public execution. Allows that dive.
I think Furia had the same
there
idea.
From Furia. Yeah, I think it would have been smart because right now C9 clearly are lacking hard engage. There are a lot of options, of course, that you can still go because I mean, we're in game 1. You know, nothing really is being limited. But Pantheon is banned out. If Malphite's gone, then I'm thinking about Vi, I'm thinking about Jarvan, I'm thinking about these types of champions to be able to look towards.
Let's see what C9 wants to lock in here. They didn't have a lot of time to prep for this match, so it's fun that we get a little insight into an Arrow and I will dominate. True, and it was apparently a long flight.
Exactly.
So that is, did they have Wi-Fi on the plane is the next question.
The real question is, did Anero and Dom sit together?
Oh,
to prep
they have
for the whole 25-hour trip, because if they didn't, then they are not. You know what they could do? They're not taking it serious.
Some of the planes have the little screen on the back seat, and you can like join lobbies and play games together. Maybe there's a text function in there, and they're like communicating with each other on draft prep. Like, all right, take away the Lulu. You know?
Why aren't they sitting together?
You gotta ask Jack that one. I don't know.
Maybe they were.
Maybe they were. Yeah, also, we're just kind of assuming, you know. I don't want to assume. Nocturne taken off the table, so 2 highly, you know, ultimate-focused junglers. It's not available for Blaber.
Right? You're basically just going to be banning out engage. They know that C9 doesn't really have any. Obviously, there's not, like, guaranteed engage from Furia, but at least you have Ashe Arrow, you have Encore. You know, that can be answered by Cleanse and Mikhails, of course. But that being said, you know, more engage tools for sure on that side. And it is going to be the protection ban. They're kind of showcasing C9 that Mbessa is going top. You ban Renekton, you want to protect that. That is a really tough matchup, a very common one. And then just taking away Ryze. Talia is up and available, so I would not be surprised at all if APA goes Talia. I feel like C9 could just go Talia Vi and they have a really strong 5. And then for Furia, it's just kind of how do you want to answer that? Do you want to draft some engage of your own? Do you want to deny any of those picks? Or is it just going to be looking more for kind of counter engage?
And Syndra hover right now, it's locked in, so Tutsz does like you were highlighting, the more control mages, things like Anivia, Ryze. Syndra is the pick for this time around. Haven't seen that much Syndra globally, but hey, if it works, it works. Or at least I haven't seen it much in LCS. I guess I can't speak for like LCK, LPL, and what's being played in other Tier 1 regions, but it is unique to Tutsz that he does like this champion, and now APA gets the counter pick.
It gets Talia Vi, that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah. They were lacking kind of hard, dedicated engage, and this does give them that. Plus, it's a strong mid-jungle combo.
It is very strong. It's what I think is APA's best champ. You know, that or Ziggs.
Yeah.
And it's something their comp needed. So is really, really strong, allows them to play towards the side lanes. Obviously, you have last pick here for Guigo on the top lane to be able to try to answer Mbessa, whether or not he wants to fight fire with fire or just try to take a bit of a neutralizing pick and just kind of try to survive. That is the question. Blaber, that's actually hype. So he's going to try to smack him with a counter pick here. He has not yet showcased that this split, but definitely is one of those matchups for Mbessa that can be very difficult. You kind of just get outstatted if you actually get stunned up and then the E lands on you. And it is very, very difficult to take any trades against that. So Thanatos, you're kind of then relegated to taking these like little chippy trades and trying to always kite out the Q.
I wonder if he's going to go for the Dusk and Dawn build as well. Like Dusk and Dawn is such a strong item, especially in like solo queue. Haven't seen it like abused too much in pro play, but when I am in a solo queue game and I see a Volibear on my team or enemy team with Dusk and Dawn, I'm like, that is an insanely efficient item for a champion like him. I think it'd be really cool to see that on stage here today as well. But we'll see if we get Guigod or Gigon, because that is, again, the dichotomy of the top laner.
He's got 5 Volibear games all-time, 4-1.
Oh, not bad. 4-1.
It's kind of a bit of a throwback to me to Bwipo, because Bwipo was doing a lot of Volibear counter picks and stuff in his time. So it's going to be cool. We'll see how that does work out. I do think that it is going to be a tough 1v1 matchup, but it is one of these things also where if the Mbessa gets ahead, you know, if it does not go well early for the Volibear, it can get very, very difficult, but definitely you are outstatted pretty heavily early on.
It's going to be exciting to follow the top lane, but I do also want to remind that I think that the mid-jungle is going to be more so the main characters for C9's side. Just the amount of plays that Vi and Taliyah can make together, either in the mid lane or sending the Weaver's Wall to a side lane and impacting somewhere else. I still see that as the focal point for C9 and what they're going to try and do in this game. FURIA do have an exciting top lane counter pick, but I do worry about tracking and being able to answer where this Taliyah is going on the map when you have a Syndra in the mid lane who's just not able to get around nearly as fast.
It is true, but Hawkshot helps out a lot, right? If you can track the Vi with Hawkshots, then Blaber's job gets a lot harder, so that is always one of the advantages of playing with the Ashe. But that being said, I agree, you know, they do have those go buttons. They have the ability to really full send it on Tutsz to try to get really aggressive in that mid lane on this Syndra, who is going to be pretty low mobility. So we'll see if Cloud9 are going to be able to get the advantage there.
Here we go, game 1 of America's Cup underway. 2 best-of-3s today, best-of-5s tomorrow, and you see us on screen. Get used to that, because we're going to be here throughout the game. Much more casual vibes. They let me wear a hat this time, Azael. Actually, I don't even know if they let me. I didn't ask anybody. Yeah, if anybody's upset about it.
You can just wear a hat.
It is allowed.
He's ashamed of his baldness. Me? Not
no,
so.
I just got this look going on. I got the flannel, the backward
head.
baseball cap. I just needed my motorcycle helmet right here to really sell it all. But one interesting fact about FURIA that we didn't talk about leading into the game that I think is notable because of what we're seeing in Game 1, they have a very high red side win rate. Globally, it's pretty 50-50 across the leagues, but FURIA in particular have 12-5 record win on red side, and they just got flash out of Zven. So very comfortable playing from this side of the Rift. I don't know exactly the biggest reason for it, but when there's something that's that notable and like that skewed, I like to bring it up because, you know, 12-5 is pretty impactful in terms of win rate.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting. It's always hard to know sometimes, you know, early on in a year, you know, is that just kind of variance? Is it just, you know, what ended up happening in these matchups? You know, were they given red side a bunch of times against a weaker team? It's hard to really know. But those stats are always interesting. Zven losing Flash that early is pretty rough. I do just feel like he kind of disrespected and walked a little bit too far. IU pops Ghost, and then, you know, you see the E coming through from Seraphine, and he just decides, you know what, I have to flash it. You know, you don't want to lose too much health there. So he's going to keep the health high, but definitely a tough start in that bottom lane. I mean, just look at the CS.
Yeah, APA, that was a cute little seismic shot he looked for, but the Unraveled Earth expired right as he hit it, so the stun didn't land and the damage didn't go through, so good trade there. But bot side with Xin Zhao pathing there as well, there's always the threat of a dive. APA, ooh, that's another seismic shove, some threat of volleys for more damage, but he's got to be careful.
Yeah, he has to be very careful. Definitely needs to back it up at this point. And Blaber's down here on this bot side, but Zven has the base already. He did at least get pretty much all the wave. He's going to be down some farm and likely miss a bit of this, but honestly not too bad, all things considered. Especially losing your flash that early is definitely going to make it a lot tougher, but yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. Right now, I'm kind of just looking at how are APA and Blaber going to play together. You know, is APA going to be stable in the mid lane? I do think the 1v1 is going to be kind of tough against Syndra for a while. But once you get some levels, once you get some items, you kind of just like stop fighting the Syndra and you're just fighting the waves, right? You're just pushing it out and then trying to look to actually play with Blaber.
We actually see that Tatu went for a little invade. He dropped a ward down and the sweeper, and now we'll just go for a reset. So Blaber will get the top scuttle crab and Tatu got the bottom one. We'll go for a reset. Oh, he stops. Okay, still no flash on Zven. This is a window, and there's no vision to spot it out. Sven's got to be careful. Does not have his support in his back pocket. Does not have the flash. Tatu will land the knock-up, and that is first blood to IU.
Ouch. That's tough for Zven. Yeah. Nice little trap laid by FURIA. I mean, that is the punishment for Zven losing his flash that early on, is they just kind of delay their base, and Zven comes back. He's thinking that, you know, all right, they've based. He was at least paying some credence to the fact that they could be in the bush, but that is tough.
Still difficult to avoid the volley. Thanatos takes a big chunk topside and has to back off the wave as well.
Yeah, I mean, that you just can't win those trades. Like, if the E lands, which the E is going to land if you get stunned by the Q, you just are going to get slapped in those trades early on. So not much Thanatos can do about it, but pretty rough start for C9.
Yeah, there's about a wave CS lead in the top lane. Bot lane, Zven going down with the kill credit picked up by IU as well. We can see that's a big gold advantage for the Ashe currently in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Blaber obviously is just going to be farming for 6, and he's going to be trying to play for that. We'll see how heavily C9 want to actually commit to 2-second crab, because that is generally when you're going to get 6. And we can watch this one more time, but let's be honest, there's not that much to see. Zven is kind of just staying around for XP. Obviously knows someone could be in the brush, that's why he's hugging the wall. But they're behind him, he has no flash, so FURIA gets the kill, and they're even being able to just give it over to the Ashe.
And already the crowd reacting strongly to it. Yeah, I mean, a great start for FURIA, and this is what we knew going in. Like, the CB little teams, especially FURIA, are good in their laning phases. You know, you can't slouch them, or you can't sleep on them for just what they're able to do mechanically in these situations. Tatu coming down for another look, but instead goes onto the Krugs. Vulcan should spot him as he rounds the corner.
Okay, so it is just going to be a steal of the Krugs. So at least C9 know about it, but they're doing a good job of pushing in, getting vision, you know, tracking Blaber on both sides, you know, with either hawk shots or wards. You can see like they had moved in, they got a ward on his Raptors, they have a ward over on his Gromp right now. They steal away the Krugs, so they're gonna have pretty much full info of everything Blaber is doing. And because they have winning top and bot, they should have cryo for Scuttle, right? So you're kind of expecting them to be able to get that second spawn as well.
Looks like Blaber's running straight there with APA. I'm looking at the minimap currently. As yet, it is going down. Weaver's wall, smite secure from Tatu. He actually jumps in with the Crescent Guard. He has Tutsz in his back pocket. Mid and jungle so far going to FURIA as it's a flash away from APA. Blaber flashed early and is in some trouble here. Oh, the Unleashed Power is enough to take the kill. That's a second one to FURIA.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't really understand APA sending the Weaver's wall there. To me, once you see that the crab is that low, you're not going to get there in time. And if Tatu's going to get it, you're always going to lose the fight because they're going to have level 6 advantage. And then basically the only thing you can do is try to like fight up, because if they're running down, like, even if it's a winning fight for C9, they're going to run down to IU and JoJo, who are going to have first move. So this game honestly already looks cooked for C9. So we'll see. Definitely a really bad start for them. Bot lane losing. You know, you choose a horrible fight there at Crab. It's like they see that Tatu has this low. Once they get close to him, they see that it's already gone, right? You've gotten here too late. And I just feel like committing to that, like look at where IU is, right? There's no way. Like even if you get 6, I still think you lose. Because the Ashe has first move, he's so much faster. Like look where Zven is in lane. He's under his tower, right? There's just no way you're gonna get support from your bot. So I feel like C9 chose a really horrible fight. And it's a little bit reminiscent of the finals, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I mean, we know that Blaber and C9 have a penchant for, you know, throwing at crabs in these games, but it's just tough now when there's this gold deficit that you're accumulating on top of it. 2K plus the dragon early on, and the gold's on Tutsz, the gold's on IU, so the carries on the enemy team are the ones getting that influx.
And you spent both your flashes and Weaver's Wall to do that, right? To give over a kill and not even get to the crab in time, so that takes away some of your playmaking, which is going to make it a lot more difficult as well. You know, you're losing 2v2 bot. Really, the threat that you have there is threatening ganks. Now you don't have flash, so.
Tatu and Tutsz are looking for a nice stun from Tutsz right there. Still no flash on APA, and that is a third kill to FURIA. Beautifully played.
They're doing well.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to watch from the NA perspective, but CB LOL, they came to play. FURIA are not giving C9 any room to breathe right now.
Yeah, not at all. Guigo looking to try to just proxy this. Thanatos is trying to fight him because he doesn't want him to be able to fully pull the wave. But they are going to be over on the grubs. Can't really do anything about contesting that. And C9 are already kind of now in this pattern where basically you're just kind of sitting back and trying to scale and hoping that you can find picks when the opportunities present themselves. But when you have losing side lanes on both sides, Blaber is going to be tracked pretty much everywhere. So that's the difficulty that you have when you're playing comp like this. It's like everyone's thinking, okay, you're losing, but like surely Vi can get a kill, right? Vi can find someone, but if you're spotted everywhere, it's super easy to just back off.
Well, now I'm starting to wonder, because you had mentioned that you feel Volibear kind of stat checks Mbessa in the early levels. Is there any point in the game that you see Mbessa start to kind of win that? Because at least Thanatos is going even in the top half. It's kind of the 1v1 isolated up there.
I think you can definitely start winning 1v1s, you know, especially like once you have your full person.
The arrow lands on the Vulcan on core. Not in time as Vulcan's able to flash away from that one as Zven now fancying some damage trades onto IU. In comes Tatu. Roaming up, no flash available, but the flash forward from IU for the auto slows. Vulcan sidesteps the Seraphine, throws out the ultimate as Tatu gets onto him, and IU gets the kill credit. Blaber not there in time.
That was here very late.
Unleash power again. Ooh, knockback. APA stunned up, but no kill there. Man, FURIA are just giving no room for C9 to breathe right now.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. I mean, just putting pressure here onto Vulcan. They know he's the one without cleanse, so just going to fire off all their ultis on him, basically, and just try to put that pressure on. Crystal Arrow into the Encore is pretty deadly. Nami, obviously, very, very squishy champ. Zven, I think, you know, was getting more than enough damage back, so had Tatu not been there, I think they could actually win that, but we'll see. Guigo looking for Thanatos.
And chasing him down, gets a stun again.
Nice
Ooh,
buffer.
yeah, great buffer for the public execution, but Guigo still got the shield.
Yeah, and this is back towards mid lane.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, this is just Tutsz setting it up with the scat of the week. Boom!
I like your sound effect.
Boom! Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what play-by-play kind of is. You know,
Yeah, sound effects?
make sound effects.
Okay.
Yeah. I hear you're supposed to say the right words as well. Still working on that
sound.
part, yeah. And this sound is, oof.
I feel like Vulcan held the wave for a long time there. I don't know if that's just me, but unfortunate to say the least.
Yeah.
I do think they're winning that 2v2 had it continued, but that being said, was not a 2v2, and that's why FURIA took it, obviously.
And now look at this gold lead for FURIA. I was about to bring it up, and now we have the graphic to back it up as well. It's approaching 3K here, and FURIA, I mean, they definitely came in prepared. We had some expectations at C9, you know, they just flew in. This is where the NA Coke starts to come in, you know, they just flew in. You know,
This is why I pre-cope before we were
pre-cope.
losing.
True.
Because then you say, no, it's not cope. I already knew this was going to happen.
FURIA, they have the home crowd, you know,
Yeah.
C9 just traveled in.
It's not fair.
But FURIA are also just playing pretty well. Like, they're playing coordinated as a
Yep.
team. They're not making, like, mechanical mistakes. They're setting up the ganks, and then Tatu's able to follow up and actually, you know, execute in the moment. So, very impressed with how FURIA is playing right now.
What? Maybe C9 was jet-lagged at finals.
Oh, can we, like, go retroactively?
Yeah.
They were thinking about traveling to Brazil.
They got tired thinking about it. Thanatos has Eclipse now, so now I do think he can start winning the 1v1. And Guigo is just going like tank. He's not actually going to go AP here, so less about the 1v1. That is going to make things, I think, a little bit easier for Thanatos in that 1v1. So we'll see how he is going to be able to do. But, I mean, if I'm Guigo, there's no reason to take any risks. Just kill the wave. Like, don't do anything. You're winning across the map. Your jungler is getting way more done. You're stacking dragons. You have winning mid. You have winning bot. Doesn't really matter if you can't push a pace anymore.
I mean, Tatu has been there for every kill. 1-0-3, so 100% kill participation. He's gotten 2 dragons, 2 of the grubs. He didn't even go for that third one, but just picked up 2 for the tempo play. And now is even threatening Blaber here. He invaded on the Krugs earlier, won't get all of these Raptors. But he's actually going to cut off Blaber's path now as Guigo in another 1v1 versus Thanatos in the top lane. Public execution used, but again, Blaber's just so tanky as he'll press the R button, stuns up under the turret. Thanatos gives back to safety and is all right for now.
Yeah, I mean, the shield from Bali E is just crazy. And that is before Winter's approach is even stacked.
Tatu is going for a little dive here between the turrets. Blaber would just wanted the Krug, so he's not going to punish Tatu for that. But Vulcan just took a chunk there. And it's another wave crashing in. This has just been constant waves hitting bot side. APA is hovering on the top half. Maybe we get a dive here.
I think he's spotted, though. Yeah, he's definitely spotted now. We'll see if they can pull it off.
They are going to use the Weaver's Wall. There's no public execution to set it up, so it's going to have to be the Unraveled Earth as he will throw it out. Doesn't quite have the damage, and in comes Tutsz from the flank. Not expecting the flanking Syndra, and that is now a kill to Guigo.
Yeah, that's rough. All right. So, what do we think for game 2?
Oh, that's a good question. How about they won't ban Ziggs, and we'll get that one. Or maybe we go with Zir. You know, APA's Zir's looking pretty good.
Okay.
No, I don't want to jet lag to Zir. Actually, let's go back to like basics. Annie.
What is good? Well,
Annie mid.
I don't know. We saw the Annie the other day. that wasn't jet lagged. I don't think I want to see a jet lag Annie either.
No, we already talked about it. There was pre-jet lag.
Yeah, they were jet lagged. They were jet lagged at finals.
Yeah. I do want to point out that's an interesting build for Guigo. He's going for that's a tier stacking item, right? Yeah.
Approach.
Interesting. So
going tanky.
Yeah, tanky just trying to
brother.
survive as now C9 defending their own jungle here, catching out Tatu, going for the invade. He throws up the Crescent Guard and he's dodging all of APA's damage. Tatu actually survives it, and the rest of Furia is coming in behind. Vulcan over the wall with Zven get damage in. Flash forward from APA will pick up one trade kill, but will die for the effort as Unleashed Power not enough to kill Zven. But there goes the AD carry IU. A 3-for-1 trade in favor of Furia.
But we didn't get perfect game by Brazil, so.
True, we got a kill.
We're on the board.
Oh, we were in territory for that. Oh, no.
You're with me now.
Hey, we got their support. We killed JoJo.
Yeah, that's something.
I mean, Tatu showing the value of the Zin right there.
Yep.
You know, you just Crescent Guard, the APA couldn't get any damage through. It's basically a 1v1 with Blaber and Tatu.
Cheap. What can you do?
Yeah.
Come on, Riot. What are you thinking?
Oh, now we have another code.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
we say it's a balance issue.
Yeah, where's the hotfix?
Vi should be able to one-shot Xin Zhao in the ultimate.
I think that was the first ultimate Blaber has used this game, by the way.
I think that was, yeah. And the game's completely fallen apart. I mean, this is a 6K gold lead for Furia. They just cracked the bottom turret. Yep. I believe they cracked top turret as well, yeah.
Thanatos had fun this game. You just get counterpicked and you just like can't interact with volley at all. You press tab, the whole map is absolutely destroyed.
Yeah. Hey, did you see the eSports Garage episode of all the 0-0-0 record wins? Oh, great video.
I'm gonna watch it.
Thanatos is
all
on track.
All of the eSports Garage videos are
They're
great
all
videos.
fantastic.
You should go watch
check out
those.
the YouTube channel. But if C9 can win this, Thanatos is on track to win 0-0-0. Just saying. There's a chance.
So, how are they going to win without Thanatos getting involved in a kill here?
Look, I'm just setting the stage.
Down for me,
I'm not saying how. I'm just setting the stage for what could happen.
I want you to.
Okay. Build Hullbreaker. Sell the Eclipse. Actually, Eclipse is good.
Are you turning it into like a 0 damage win thing? Is this like a Tryndamere thing now?
No, it's just like a...
Because he's already hit people.
You're not going to win team fights. So you just got to get out of there. He's hit people, but he doesn't have a kill participation.
The split push and
all that matters is the 0-0-0. Yeah, split. I hear it's really good. I hear that you're best at taking turrets. It's like Trundle, Yorick, and Bessa, right? Yeah.
Public execution that tower. Just get in there, brother.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
If she could actually pick up the tower and then smack
that thing down, crack a couple plates off of it.
Yeah, right. Come on, we got to work on the balancing here. We got to.
Zhao can just have Crescent Guard and be immune to everyone. Why can't I invest in public execution in towers?
I imagine this is one of the many, many reasons why I will never be hired for the design team. Be bad for everybody involved. That's going to be the third tower crack now for Furia. So all the outer turrets here. They need one more auto. Yeah, okay.
Right. I'm being asked for the MVP for game 1. So
game 1 already?
That's why I'm getting on my phone.
That's the position that we're in.
The producers are telling us we're getting our butts beat so bad.
So who would you... I mean, let's just have a conversation. I think it's Tatu, personally.
I think
he did such a great job in, tracking Blaber. We have the arrow land here onto Thanatos, but no damage to follow up.
Tatu would be mine for now, for sure. Assuming the Ambessa isn't able to get the 0-0-0 win that we're expecting. I do think Tatu has done a good job.
Hey, Thanatos finally got his player of the game, so we don't need to
Tatu's kind of been involved in mostly everything. I will say Blaber kind of helped him out though. Well, I mean Blaber APA, whatever you want to say, but that fight at the second scuttle was terrible.
That kind of
that did accelerate him a bit, but then he was in really good spots pretty much every time he needed to be, right? When Zven and Vulcan had like their bit of pressure bot, 2v2, he's there, he gets the kill. Exactly. He wraps around and kills Zven to punish with flash. I feel like he's had a really, really good game.
Yeah, he was there.
Blaber's been non-existent.
For that first kill onto Zven. I will say that that one, as the Dragon started up here, it looks like C9 are not going to contest. The first kill was basically equalized. Like, it was the kill goal to IU, but like Zven got back in the lane, he caught the wave, so it wasn't like it was out of control down in the bot lane because of that. It really was that scuttle play that, like, that's when FURIA was able to run away with their lead. And it's tough to see that from C9 because, yeah, it is kind of echoes to the C9 series, but then also just to how C9 have been playing the map so far. It's always playing for these scuttles, whether they're ahead for it or ready for it or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, they basically top you're never going to be able to do anything early. That's just kind of just the matchup, right? And then we spend double flashes and Talia ult to go die at the crab that we were way too late to.
Yep.
And that's after losing flash at what, level 2 for Zven? I mean, he just stepped too far forward. These things happen, mistakes happen, but FURIA did a really good job of punishing all the mistakes, and C9 made a lot of mistakes, right? That were kind of like unforced errors. I think FURIA did a good job punishing, but yeah, I mean, we are opting into these fights that are losing propositions. So once you fall behind, it's like you're double losing side lanes. Vi's gonna be scouted everywhere. So once you make that initial mistake, where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do? You're gonna be spotted everywhere.
And I want to go back to a point that we had made earlier about the macro of FURIA, as actually C9 might be making a play on the Guigo right now. They have the Weaver's Wall available, they have Blaber nearby, but they don't actually execute. It is a tank build volley bear. He has the Unending Despair now completed as well. So back to the point I was making is that, you know, with Think Card, there was a lot of credit given to FURIA and their macro play. They don't have Think Card anymore, but how do we rate their macro play so far? Because it does feel like Tatu is kind of the engine of the team still. But
this one, honestly, I mean, I think it's hard to judge too much macro-wise because I think C9 just got slammed so hard that it's like, sure. And they're just kind of showing up to everything.
Now Zven's getting slammed right here. Big bear on top of him. Nice tidal wave to buffer the blast cone, and Guigo is going to try and run away here. Weaver's Wall from the bottom lane now as FURIA do have a pincer here. C9 able to get on top of them. The Crescent Guard again keeping Tatu alive though as Zven pushed out from Tutsz on the side. FURIA back up their jungler. Flash from Blaber, but he's way far away from the rest of the team. Ball breakers away, but JoJo and Tutsz might be able to get on top of him. Nice seismic shove there. They got JoJo. One kill picked up for C9 as Guigo goes under the turret. Now Chubb's very low. He took 2 turret shots for that. And a shutdown to Blaber. All right, C9 starting to get some kills.
We just tripled our kills.
That's a good point. Hey.
Tripled our kills.
Yeah.
Take that. Take that, Brazil.
Rewind it back.
Yeah, we got a couple kills. That's good.
I mean, it's an influx of gold, but that was a moment where FURIA were overplayed, I think. Like, this was a nice look from APA to throw up the Weaver's Wall and kind of stop the escape path from FURIA. But then the rest of FURIA are able to get in and back up.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a crazy chase. I mean, they're just full sending it in, and Tutsz and IU aren't really even there, right? So your 2 main carries aren't even really involved in this. And C9 just kind of kite, are eventually able to get back to their tower, and then you are just walking up blind without vision on APA. APA hits a really nice flick on a JoJo, so that gets it the first kill, and then Guigo just kind of separated from the team. He just chased in way too far as well, gave him a freebie.
That was 3 turret shots. Volibear is a big model, you know? he's in that turret range for a while. But yeah,
big boned, okay?
Big boned bear. As you know, we're gonna move past that one. FURIA still have 3 dragons picked up, as now Tatu goes very aggressive right now, has the Crescent Guard, but that's 5 members of C9 around him. He is still alive for now, but a shutdown picked up by Thanatos. Guigo with a flanking teleport play. FURIA trade 1 kill for 1 so far, and Guigo is the difference maker, making a 2 for 1 for FURIA as C9 retreat. Flash with the stun from Tutsz and a double kill to Syndra. FURIA show up in the fight again.
Yep, gonna be able to get another kill there. I mean, we keep full sending it on Tatu, but like, yeah, you killed him, but you have to compromise your position so badly to do anything about Crescent Guard when we're trying to actually knock him down first. So that's gonna be Baron, pretty much guaranteed. Blaber has no vision on it, so not gonna be able to do anything about it, and that should be wraps, I would think. But at least C9, trying to find some angles, trying to find something.
Yeah.
It is tough though. I mean, you look over on the other side and you see Zhonya's not the most inspired as far as the damage is considered, but it's like really the only way C9 are going to win from here are getting picks, right? You can't really focus down Tatu or Guigo. It's just not realistic. We don't have enough damage. We're too far behind. And the Syndra has the Zhonya's, so then you're kind of hoping you can maybe get Ashe, but it's going to be tough.
It's tough with the Seraphine on top of the Ashe as well. Like, cease and desist into public execution is really the only tool they have to try and one-shot one of these carries, but with Summoner heal on Seraphine, with the shield on Seraphine, that might not even be enough to take down something like IU. C9 are currently clumped around the Dragon. It just spawned. This is Soul for FURIA. And now Guigo spots out that C9 are on the bottom half of the river. Fight with Banana Brush. Yeah, I mean, at this point, the game's so far out of control here that you probably do just YOLO the Dragon as the Scuttle Crab goes over to FURIA.
I mean, you're down 7K, your waves are bad mid and top, but it doesn't really matter, right? You can't give Soul from this front line.
We're jumping on Guigo, but Tutsz is there as well. Unleash Power takes Thanatos down to half health. Blaber, Vault Breakers, and cease and desists on the Tutsz, but there's the Zhonya's. Knocked out by the Nami ultimate as Blaber bought a lot of space for C9 and got out of there. Guigo, public execution, a trade of top laners, 1-for-1, but now Tatu with the Crescent Guard yet again is the raid boss. They can't kill the Xinjiao. Double kill to IU. FURIA win the fight.
All right, let's get Kobe in here. You're bad luck.
Oh, I'm bad luck?
Yeah.
Well, what about
you, buddy?
I'm the one wearing the hat. Oh, is the hat bad luck?
That's
is that
bad
it?
luck.
It is the first time, I think,
because
in
you're
LCS
ashamed
had
of
a
your
hat.
bald head.
It's not that I'm ashamed. I just, you know.
We're ashamed of our League of Legends.
You know what, True?
We need to be proud.
This is a chance for me to take the shame on, though. So we're not ashamed of C9. We're ashamed of...
We're ashamed of the fact that you're ashamed.
That I'm ashamed. There we go. You know what? I'll take one for the team.
That's
here.
what went wrong here. Get Kangas out of here. We need Kobe.
He'll come join us for game number 2. But you had asked earlier, you know, what do we think about game number 2? Because this one was already cooked. And I think that C9 just need to wake up a little bit, get some coffee in these guys. It really does feel like they're playing a little, what's the word I'm looking for?
Asleep.
Asleep, yeah. A little groggy. A little groggy.
This is a decent fight. I feel like they played the fight pretty well, but again, it's just one of these things where you're so far down in gold, right? Yeah. You know, Blaber goes in, he forces the Zhonya's. I don't even really think that Tutsz needed to do it, but he's able to force the Zhonya's, he's able to get out, and Guigo just kind of goes too far. He is a bit of a raid boss, but it takes him so long to die because they are so far ahead. And then just a really nice encore. Yeah,
that hit on Zven, I didn't catch that in the moment, but Zven was just like completely CC'd the entire time. Now has cleanse. Now, yeah, you know, the beautiful music of Seraphine. When I hear Taylor Swift song go on, sometimes I lose control of my body too.
Just hear some T-Swift music down a dark alley, you're like, hey T-Swift.
I'm not trying to give away my weakness.
That's like basically what the encore is, you know?
That's true.
Come down this alley.
PSA, kids, don't go down a dark alley just because Taylor Swift is playing.
What if Taylor Swift needs your help down that dark alley?
You know what? Then maybe go down that dark alley.
She's a billionaire. Maybe she'll reward you with $100 million.
That's a good point. Maybe she'll reward C9. No, this is over. APA just gets jumped on. Actually, he is still alive for now. GA for Tatu. Cease and desist jumped in on the Tutsz, but they just don't have the damage to follow up. They will get Guigo, as it is a 1-for-1 trade. Mid laner for top laner. Splash from Zven, but still the unleashed power. At this point, the Syndra 3 items is too much. And FURIA, pretty much a cakewalk here in this game. One rough dive in that bottom turret where they gave a couple kills back to C9, but other than that, a clean game from them and a well-earned win as they will take down C9 at their base. C9 will put one last effort into a couple more kills, but it's just going to be an ace and a double kill to Tutsz. GG! FURIA win game 1 of America's Cup.
Well played by FURIA. Congratulations. We're giving them one for false hope.
For false hope. Okay, all right, cool.
Or maybe for bare real hope based on that game. But,
I was going to say.
But mostly for false hope.
Mostly for false hope.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe a little column A, a little bit of column B.
Good, yeah.
Because that game was rough from C9. I got to say, I had high expectations for what they would look like, even if we factor in the long flight, even if we factor in the loss in the finals. Yeah, we got to get those out of the way earlier. I did have a 2-1 for C9, but I didn't think the one loss was going to look like that necessarily.
That just makes it that much more surprising when they dominate the next 2 games.
That's a good point, actually. Again, let's get some coffee to the C9 boys.
Yeah.
Just an injection of caffeine.
Maybe you can order some down to them.
You know what? I probably have the ability to.
You just might.
Yeah.
I'm going to go try to use the AD PC because I want to try to watch one back. So I'm going to pop this off. I'm going to get on the PC and we're going to toss to a break.
Yep.
And then we're going to be back. So we'll see you after this break.
We'll do it later.